Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest and everything cool directly from Vic's basement. So we've kind of resurrected our podcast and smushed it into the rundown for everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We've got a lot of great news to share with you, which is what the rundown is all about. But first, I want to dedicate this rundown to all of the frontline healthcare workers out there and the first responders. I'm going to dedicate every rundown to these people. They are incredibly important and virtuous and valuable, and they're putting their lives in jeopardy and in harm's way to help other people, and they couldn't be more heroic. And I applaud all of their efforts, as many citizens around the world have started to do. At the, we're starting to see lots of videos of people getting applause as they're going into and out of hospitals to take care of other people. It's just extraordinary work that they're doing, and we are so grateful for you. And if you happen to be a healthcare worker watching this rundown or a first responder, thank you. Thank you so much from me and from everybody that watches EP. I also want to dedicate this rundown to something incredibly tragic. We've lost the co-founder of Gearbox, Landon Montgomery. He has passed away. So I want to express my condolences to all at Gearbox and to everybody that has worked with him. He's worked on lots of different titles over the years. He's had an amazing career. He had an amazing career in video games. And of course, to all of his family and friends, my condolences. But let's get started with your rundown. Game retailers are really hoping that COVID-19 won't delay the next-gen consoles. Speaking with investors, GameStop CEO George Sherman claims that there's been no indication of any impact on the product launch or delivery date of either the Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. He claims that both systems are still on track to launch this holiday season, so the supply chain shortages and factory closures across Asia and the rest of the world won't delay their launch. Being the CEO of a large retailer like GameStop means you're probably in close contact with manufacturers, but that doesn't mean you have any special insight into how the outbreak will progress, so we'll have to wait and see. As for Sony and Microsoft, both of them are also insisting that the new systems are still on track, but that could change.
I guess we'll find out soon enough.
I think what might happen is if people start slowly going back to work and the supply chain shortages start to become less and less of an issue, is that we might see a little bit of a ramp up, but not the ability to create, the console at volume that everybody wants these machines to ship at, So we might get a launch this year, but there might be a very limited quantity on how many systems they're able to kind of fulfill, and there'll be a lot of rain checks and people sort of being on back order. But yes, I am still hopeful that the consoles launch this year. I'm still hopeful that we've got lots of good software attached to the launch of these machines. But more than that, I want people to be safe and not rush into things because, it's important to hit sales points and sales data for investors based on quarters and things like that. Don't put people that are working in these supply chains into jeopardy just to get these machines out there. So I would be more pleased by the news that everybody is taking every possible precaution to not reinfect or to start up another kind of surge of cases of COVID-19, just so we can play new next-gen machines. All right, so let's hope for the best case scenario that we've got a handle on cases and treating people, and we get these machines this year. That would be awesome. It doesn't sound like Hollywood is going to be back up and running again anytime soon. With production halted on major upcoming films like The Batman, the fourth Matrix movie, and the third Jurassic World adventure, fans have been eager to find out when they might resume filming. Citing unnamed sources, Variety claims that studios have begun informing talent reps that they expect stalled productions to resume filming around mid-May at the earliest, so they might not resume until further into the summer if the outbreak doesn't calm down. Studios won't be able to start shooting again until major cities across the US and Europe lift their restrictions on large gatherings or until travel restrictions are lifted for movies shooting overseas. As for movies that have already finished shooting, pretty much every major upcoming release, including Mulan, Black Widow, and Wonder Woman 1984, have all been pushed back. Wonder Woman is the only one that has a new release date in August, so hopefully things are safe by then. Yeah, this is it, man. It's safety first. We definitely want all of this entertainment and this escapism. It couldn't be, more wanted than in a time like this, but I think what we all definitely want is for people to be safe and not be put into harm's way while they're making this entertainment. And I don't think the actors or the agents that represent them are going to let that happen either. I think that we've got to take some really heavy precautions, not just because they're famous people or celebrities or whatever. Let's just be smart about the work in Hollywood and the work everywhere. The money that these things will make in any product and anything that's profitable right now will make is less important than the people that make them.
Yes, Commander.
And I had some comments on some of the YouTube vids that we've been making recently because we've been talking so much about COVID-19. And I feel you. Even my daughter, who was watching one of the shoots the other day, Blake didn't cut this in, I'm glad, but she said, "Why are you always talking about the news? You sound like the news. You sound like the real news. Why aren't you talking about the fun stuff that you always do, Dad?" And I get it, but this is topical, and it pertains to all aspects of all of our lives. Everywhere, all around the world, and it's hard to dance around it. And I think we're making the right choice by just addressing all of these delays and all of these things head on, and we got to talk about it. And you can feel free to share your comments. I know it's not necessarily all cheery news, but I think what we take out of it is that there's a real concern in the entertainment industries that we cover to be proactive and to take care of people. And I think that's an important message to relay.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
At least one game maker wants to slay COVID-19 the way Geralt slays monsters. The Witcher and Cyberpunk 2077 developer CD Projekt Red has donated 4 million Polish zloty, or about $1 million US, to help fight the outbreak. Specifically, they've donated the money to one of Poland's largest charities, WOSP, which will use the money to buy new medical equipment like masks and overalls.
It must suffice.
Many other game makers like Plague Inc. developer Endemic Creations and League of Legends developer Riot Games have made similar donations. CD Projekt Red recently announced that they've implemented new networking infrastructure to allow developers to continue working from home, which they say will keep their latest game, Cyberpunk 2077, on track. It's scheduled to launch September 17th. You see, that's the way to do it. Hats off to CD Projekt Red, not only keeping your people safe, but making your game on time and also donating some money to help the cause. That's all fantastic. Hats off to you and to every game studio out there, every game publisher that is doing the right thing and finding ways to be a help in this time period. Not just by giving us lots and lots of hours of escapism, which is also something that we're very grateful for, but also thinking of ways to benefit their communities. Very, very impressed.
Afraid that's the cost of doing biz.
If COVID-19 doesn't turn the world into a post-apocalyptic wasteland, it sounds like we can expect a new Mad Max movie when this is all over. Mad Max director George Miller plans to finally begin filming a new entry in the long-running series. He's been talking about making a new one ever since Fury Road was released in 2015, and now Variety reports that shooting is set to begin in 2021. As for what the film will be about, it doesn't sound like we'll be seeing Mad Max himself. It's reportedly a spin-off prequel that will focus on the early years of Fury Road hero Imperator Furiosa, played by Charlize Theron in that film, but played by a younger actor in the new one. Miller has apparently been meeting with several actresses for the role, with The Witch, Split, and Emma star Anya Taylor-Joy at the top of the list. Hopefully the virus doesn't make the project crash and burn. I can't wait for this. Fury Road is one of these perfect films that you can watch anytime. It's not an especially uplifting movie. There's a lot of horrific stuff that happens in it, but it's so beautiful and it's so well made. And George Miller is such a master, and that universe, timely as it is, anything post-apocalyptic. Have you guys all been thinking about post-apocalyptic movies recently? I've been thinking about Children of Men quite a bit recently. Of course, Contagion. It's funny, right? We're in these dark times, and it's just like the entertainment just sort of seeps back into your head. I've been watching that Altered Carbon season 2. It's dark as hell, and it's not especially comforting in times like this, but there's something, I don't know, there's something magnetic about seeing people through, a more dystopian lens than the reality that we're dealing with right now. But Mad Max is a little bit different. It sort of veers into this idea of fantasy almost. It's almost got like a Conan the Barbarian kind of building yourself up from the ashes kind of vibe to it. Love those movies, but Fury Road is absolutely the best one. And Miller just seems to be getting better and better as he goes, so I can't wait to see this. I do hope, though, that if it is a prequel, we at least get bookends with Charlize Theron, because she was incredible as Furiosa in Fury Road.
Remember me?
That's going to do it for our rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow, we will have another classic episode of Electric Playground for you, bright and early in the morning, so grab your cereal bowls. Keep your pajamas on. I know you do every day anyways, but keep your pajamas on. Watch that classic episode. Let us know what you think of those segments from 2001. We'll have a new Sunday feature for you on Sunday, and we've got lots of other content for you to take a look at, so please do. And if you dig our channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button. Please share this with whomever you would like. Thank you for being an EPN member if you are. Thank you for purchasing t-shirts and hoodies and all that stuff in our merch. I really appreciate that. And we will see you very soon. And until we do, play forever.